Jason Etheridge, welcome back to the Logic Speak podcast. Season 2 is here. Happy New Year.
Can you believe we made it?
I can.
Can you?
I can. Did you have a good holiday season, good Christmas, New Year?
I did. It was very relaxing, which is the order of the day for holidays.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Mine was
How about
too.
you?
Mine was too.
Yep.
It was relaxing. It was wonderful. Made incredible memories with young kids. It just gets more magical and exciting. So we had a fun time. And
I think both of our children got a similar gift, got the same gift.
Yes.
Switch 2s.
Nintendo Switch 2.
Ooh, yeah.
Which we were wearing out the Mario Kart or Mario World, Kart World or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the other one that he's really into is Madden.
Jameson got Madden as well.
26? The new one?
Yeah.
And it's frustrating for me because I grew up on a PlayStation and I'm used to certain controls. Mm-hmm. And so like my old habits are coming back of how to do things. And my hands are just too big for the Switch control. So I'm sitting there like, I can't do it. I don't know. I got to figure it out. But I throw probably 7 interceptions every game. And I'm playing my 7-year-old. And what's bad is he'll get an interception. He'll be like, yeah, this is Daddy's house. Interception. I'm like, no. This is my house.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know
this is Daddy's house. And you better stop.
It's so funny. But anyways.
When your kids get old enough that you have to have them start letting you win, that's a problem. That's when you bow out and you start.
It will be soon.
Yeah.
Right now I still have the upper hand, but it will be soon.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm so glad to be back on the podcast with you.
Same.
We are launching season 2 right here in February. Excited to be back with our guests and we have some fun things planned. But I decided that for season 2 in 2026, every time you and I are recording, most every time, I'm going to ask you a random question that really has nothing to do with the episode, but it's just going to be a funny question. And here and there, I'll also answer the question.
I will force you.
Typically, I will give Jason an outline for the episode so we kind of know where we're going because we still try to keep these between 20 and 25 minutes. This episode might even be a little bit shorter. But you will never know the question that's about to come until we are live. So
I think this is a level of nervousness on this podcast I've yet to experience.
And trust.
And trust.
Okay, I'm easing you in because I know this. You'll like this question. It might be hard to answer. If you could speak in movie quotes for the rest of your life, which movie would you quote?
That's like asking someone who their favorite child is.
Yeah, I know. It's tough.
There are so many. Con Air comes to mind. It's a Wonderful Life. Die Hard.
Ooh, there's only one line, but I can't say.
Well,
it on the
that's
podcast.
a good one. That's a good one. No, there's many. There's a movie. This is probably many of our listeners have never seen.
Okay,
but it is one that my brother and I watch probably multiple times a year.
Okay,
August Osage County.
Oh,
see, yeah.
It's
got a massive cast: Meryl Streep, Julia Roberts, Ewan McGregor.
Sweet.
If you've never seen it, it's incredible.
Okay.
But probably the all-time favorite that my buddy Drew, if he's listening, will absolutely be laughing about: Pulp Fiction.
Oh, nice.
Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? I can get down with.
But those also I can't say on the podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so mine. I'll answer this one. There's so many iconic lines in Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many iconic lines in Step Brothers. I probably quote Step Brothers more than most movies. And it's funny because I'll say a line and then I'll explain it to my wife. Kind of let her know the context of it. And I'm like, you really got to see this movie.
My wife is used to asking me, is that a movie quote? And I'm like, no, that's me. This is an authentic me statement.
I am this funny.
Yeah, that's right. She's like, no, you're not.
That or I think the most quoted
Anchorman.
Literally what I was about to say.
Gosh.
Anchorman.
How did I miss that?
Unique New York. Anyways, that's a fun one. I thought that'd be a fun way for us to start.
It's made with bits of Panther.
It's made with bits of real Panther.
So you know it's good.
And it works 60% of the time. Every time. There's another really good one, Tropic Thunder. There are some hilarious
Never
lines.
seen it.
Okay, we're going to not do a viewing on the podcast, but we need to.
We should.
We need to watch it. It is hysterical.
Godfather. Godfather is another.
Iconic.
May your first child be a masculine one.
Okay, last one, Napoleon Dynamite.
Dude,
That was
your tots.
That was one of my favorite movies growing up. Oh, dude, I laughed so hard the first time. I was in middle school the first time I watched it and laughed so hard.
I shouldn't tell you how old I was.
My siblings and I, this is just how weird we were growing up. I was going to say how homeschooled we were growing up. we would act out scenes from movies and record it. And then what we did is we not hid it, but like we would take an old tape that like we knew my dad might have converted to DVD at one point, and we would tape over. We'd go to the middle of the tape, and then we would tape over and add just like a random scene from a movie,
dude,
and then leave it and hide it. And so years later, my dad was going through the tapes, and they were stumbling upon like music videos and scene. Like we did a whole scene from Napoleon Dynamite, and it was the funniest like
proof or it doesn't exist.
My dad still has the DVDs. We could bust that out.
So similarly, mine was audio tapes.
Yeah,
when we were kids.
Sure.
But my brother and I, when VHS came out, we instead of movies, we would act out wrestling speeches. You know how?
Oh yeah.
Ric Flair, Sting.
Yes.
You know, they'd have the little interview and they'd whatever, and they'd yeah. So we have some of those.
You know what's awesome? I just heard John Cena on a podcast. And he said he used to do that when he was a kid. Like that's how he played, was like they would do mock entrances and speeches. And
we did.
He had a whole persona that he was like the good guy, then the villain, then the good guy. And I'm like, literally played out in his career. So cool.
I mean, I think it worked out for him.
It did, yeah. He just did his last WrestleMania ever. He's retired. He's like the first guy to actually officially retire and like say like I'm not coming back.
Good for
Which
him.
only sets him up for a comeback. Okay, so let's
that was
shift gears.
That was a good first icebreaker.
Yeah, we'll do that every episode just to kind of let people see a little bit more about our personalities, and
unless they ask us not to, and then we'll stop.
Yeah, we do value the feedback. So if that sucked, just let us know. We'll scratch it. So season 2.
Yep.
What's been so fun about doing this project is our big bullseye was to extend our mission, to use our abilities and technology to have a positive impact on the lives of our clients, employees, and community. And so we believed and still believe that by doing this, we can reach more people with that mission. This takes ability, this takes technology to produce this and put it out. It takes energy and effort, but we hope that it's encouraging. And we just want to say thank you to the folks that have texted, sent messages, emails. It is a amazing experience to have someone pull you aside personally and just say, hey, I just want you to know I listened to an episode and it's been great. You've had that happen several
I was going to say that's probably one of the most rewarding and unexpected parts of us starting this podcast was the community interaction. Like you said, people that would walk up and say, oh, I really enjoyed that last podcast episode. I'd listened to it. I made notes, someone said.
Yeah.
Someone listened to it twice so they could go back and make notes, which thank you.
So sweet.
And yeah, it's just really been sweet is probably the right word to have all the interaction and to be able to talk about.
Well, and we've been on a little break from recording and from the podcast just through the holidays and easing into the new year. But just this week that we're recording this on Wednesday, I had somebody tell me, "Hey, you and Jason are really making me better." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, I'm listening to that episode you guys did where you reviewed the book, and it is really challenging me." And I was like, "Thank you so much for sharing
awesome.
that. That's so sweet."
That's so great.
So just a really cool experience. So not because we only want to hear positive things, but like all of the feedback has been really helpful and encouraging. And so we thank you for that. If you've got ideas or if you've got feedback, we'd love to continue to hear it. Reach out to either one of us. But as we lean into 2026, there's a few things we want to continue and then some new things that we want to do. One of the things I loved, and I just mentioned it, was our book review. I'd like for us to do a few more book reviews because there's several books that we've gone through this year in our LDP program.
Yep.
Me as a participant, you as a facilitator, but there's such gold in all of them.
Yeah.
That it'd be fun to come in here and do a review and share some of the books that we really enjoy here.
Well, there are pivotal books throughout the history of Logic Speak that are just have made all the difference and were transformational. And so I think sharing some of those so that other people can benefit from them as well, I think is fun. Yeah,
I'm totally with you on that. The other thing we talked a little bit last season about, but we didn't actually start it, and so we're going to be doing it this season, is not just talking about our backyard and some of the community ways that we get involved in the community, but actually bringing those folks into the studio.
I'm so excited about this.
Putting them on the podcast.
Yep.
So would you just share a little bit more why you made that fist and almost pounded the table in excitement about that?
Well, I mean, obviously, one, we enjoy doing this and we enjoy sharing what we have learned and what we know and some of our experiences, but we don't want this to be a feedback loop, and we don't want this to be just what what we've learned. But I think there's so much rich learning and knowledge and education out in our community with our partners, some of our clients, some of the people that we've learned from.
Yes.
And I think to be able or to have this vehicle to share what they've learned and to highlight some of the great stories or experiences that they've had, is really exciting to get to be part of and to provide that platform, for them to be able to reach our listeners.
Yeah, I agree. One of the things I think about is the diversity and perspective and experience and knowledge that only enriches the content. And so we hope that it just elevates the experience that you have as a listener to hear more of the people, real stories of real people that we get involved with, that we serve alongside, and that we're invested in, because what they're doing is profoundly impactful in the community.
Yeah.
And so, I think it's cool when a celebrity or an athlete starts a foundation and they become passionate about, solving for one thing, and they put a lot of effort into that. And that's fantastic. I love our approach of linking arms with people that are already established doing the things.
Yep.
And so we're excited. We have already actually recorded a couple episodes with our backyard, so those will be coming in the coming weeks, where we're going to start to introduce you to some folks. We also want to bring in some clients and industry partners, because we have some really amazing clients that are doing some awesome work. And, some of them are nonprofits, so there's a backyard connection, but also they're a client of ours, and being able to share what they're doing and the mission that they have, or the technology that they deliver, the service that they provide. Again, we hope just expands perspectives, potentially opens opportunities.
Yep.
And so we're excited about that. And then we also have some strategic industry adjacent partners that we work alongside, that we do work with, that we refer business to. And so being able to bring some of those folks in, we've talked about Jacqueline with EOS, her and Ashley doing an episode this season on energy, that group and EOS methodology. We've talked a little bit about EOS in our review of our leadership retreat. And so to have them come in and do some of that, I think is going to be really good. When it comes to the format, I think we're really going to try to keep the same 20 to 30 minute timeline. That one of the biggest pieces of feedback has been that people appreciate that it's kind of a quick bite. You and I could sit here for hours.
We could.
And vamp.
Sometimes we do. We just don't record it all.
It's true.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. You are lucky that we don't do that. We're not quite at the long form Joe Rogan yet.
No, not yet.
But being able to continue to provide just bite-size, actionable, tangible.
I love the idea that you could listen to an episode on your drive into the office or home.
Yep. Years ago, I actually did some research on what's the ideal length of a podcast, and there of course are anomalies like the Joe Rogans and Sean Ryans and Jocko's and Theo Vaughn's. Even some of the comedians can do really great long form. But the majority of the data says wherever your primary audience is, don't make it longer than the commute.
Yep.
And so that 20 to 25 minutes seems to be the perfect bite size. So we're going to continue that. And then we're going to explore other creative things, whether it's recording in other locations. We have some conferences that we'll go to. We have some events that we're going to go to. maybe doing a little tiny mic interview on the road and incorporating some new things into the podcast, I think is going to be a lot of fun. So for the last couple of minutes, I want to just kind of pick your brain on what you're thinking about in terms of our company, not necessarily the podcast for this year. And like, what are you most excited about for the year?
I'm really excited about the opportunities that we have this year.
Yeah.
Based on the success that we had last year. So, all credit to Adam and the sales efforts and Ashley and our marketing efforts, for the success that we had. And 2026 for me is going to be about building on that.
Yeah.
We have some new things that we'll, I'm sure, announce here
Yep.
in a little bit, in that effort or in that vein. And so I think building on that foundation, but then also continuing to grow our fractional leadership. We started that last year and got some legs under us, but really expanding our efforts in fractional leadership. And then, as we've mentioned before, we're really looking forward to acquiring a company this year.
Yep.
And so that should be coming with any success, this year as well. So those two things, and then additional operational maturity and how we do what we do.
Yeah.
Is really exciting for me.
I love that, man. I think one of the things I'm most excited about is our 3 most recent clients are extremely involved in this community.
Yes.
And so I'm really excited about announcing those partnerships after we clear through onboarding and being able to celebrate the work that those organizations are doing and kind of really linking arms with very effective and influential community members from the standpoint of serving them as their IT provider, I think is really exciting.
I agree.
I'm pumped about the overlap that we have in all these different pockets of community where we get to show up well and consistently. So super excited about that. And then, like you said, there's some growth happening in our organization, some more exciting things that were announced.
We should say how many new faces that we have at the office. I mean, in terms of how many people we hired in 2025, and really even at the end of the year that are starting this month.
Yep.
Is really exciting. I mean, we love obviously the people that are family that have been here for so long, but it's really exciting to see new faces when you turn a corner.
Yeah, it's encouraging. It's encouraging. It's exciting. So stay tuned. I guess that's kind of the main thing. Stay tuned. We will share as we go along. We hope you'll join us for the journey. Again, if you've got ideas, thoughts, feedback, we would love to hear from you. If you're watching this, stumbled upon this, or someone sent it to you maybe, and you haven't yet, if you would subscribe to the show, it really does help the algorithm.
Yep.
And so we want to make sure that we're able to reach as many people as possible with this mission, and that would find value from listening to a couple of guys. And
if you don't find value, just keep it to yourself.
Still hit subscribe. Just don't watch. Yeah. We appreciate it. Jason, any closing thoughts? You ready for this year?
I am. I'm really excited. I always start January on a visionary high.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the year brings.
Well, it's going to be awesome, man. Let's crush it this year. Excited that we're bringing this audience along with us.
Same.
And cheers to 2026 and season 2. Let's do it. Thank you, Jason. We'll see you guys next time.
See you next time.